Welcome to playoff edition or World Series edition of Caps and Cars 716. I'm your host, Spuddy J18. We are joined by TJ, North Shore Fitters, and oh my God, West Bay. So many names here. Bars Ulrich, West Bay hats,
Chopsticks.
so many different names here. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
What's going on, y'all? South Florida's own. I like Bars Ulrich. We can do that. West Bay, Chopsticks, Eagle Palms, whatever you want to call them.
You might see him from all those posts with the standings that he posts in all the groups.
Yankees suck.
I think I'm gonna try to update my my Yankee suck shirt for this offseason.
Where do you guys think Aaron Judge is going in free agency?
I hope the Giants, because I don't want him to go to the Mets, but probably Red Sox or Mets, man. Whoever has money for him. I don't want him going back to the Yankees.
I don't think he's going to New York, back to New York, because they want to go younger. They were saying in all their positions, so they're probably going to try to get rid of him.
They said he's like 32, right? Which is
Donaldson's up there too. Donaldson's probably close to 40 years old. He debuted.
Judge is only 28 right now.
Really?
Yeah, but if they sign him to like a mega 12-year deal, 40.
I would just go for give me a 5-year deal, like 40 a year.
I like to see the Yankees do what they did with the Astros did with Correa, or not the Astros, the Twins did with Correa, where they had a couple opt-outs. Because these contracts are going to be an albatross, because the Yankees are paying Stanton until 2028, $30 million and half.
Thank you, Marlins. The Marlins bankrupted the Yankees. Gotta love it.
Well, Gina did them dirty.
He made that whole shit happen and then bounced.
That's what I think he did it for, is he wanted to make the Yankees good again, and then he was like, see ya.
Yeah, he was like, I'll stay a little longer than I should, just to make it seem like I didn't mean to do that. But it's like, we all know what you did, bro.
Well,
the minute he got to Florida, he fucking painted all the walls Yankee blue, so it was like he just tried to make the stadium look like Yankee Stadium. And
do y'all think Boone's gone at the end of the year? Do you think they're going to get?
I think he already is gone.
They haven't fired him
yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they can officially make a move until after the World Series.
Right.
I see no reason to keep Boone. He can't get to that next step, Yeah,
all the Yankees are going for. They want Mattingly.
I mean, he's available.
He couldn't get there in 03, and he couldn't get there this year. So
whoever it is,
they got there in 03. They just lost the Marlins.
Yeah,
like I said, he couldn't win it.
Yeah,
Miggy got him. That was like
the first time and this time, his whole career.
I want to talk about
TJ. Tell us what you're wearing, and then give us a rundown here.
I got the Yon minor league Iron Pigs hat.
Yeah.
And I got my 1980s.
Gonna have to adjust probably.
Ooh, Pete Rose, baby.
Yeah, Pete Rose. I wonder if they're gonna let him throw out a first pitch.
It seems like he's just banned from everything, which kind of.
The Reds got him.
Will Smith throw first pitch.
Phillies got him to come out for days. They got to honor him. He'd probably be allowed. He just can't go into the clubhouse.
Yeah.
That would probably be out rolling down Philadelphia.
They should have Will Smith throw out one of them. They should have fucking Allen Iverson throw out a first pitch. And whoever's, I don't know who's on the Eagles, and I don't watch football, but some current Eagles player maybe. That's what they should do.
That could be all right. Hurts, the quarterback.
And Houston,
it won't be Carson Wentz.
I don't know.
We don't need that kid crying again.
But no. So I want to talk about the Japanese World Series between the Buffaloes and the Swallows. So their games can actually end in a tie, even when they're in the World Series.
Oh shit!
Two ended in a tie.
What?
Because they came back in the 9th inning to tie it, and then they couldn't get the winning runner. They don't do extras.
That's crazy. So if it's like a best of 7, they just add another game because
the game.
I mean, I'm in, dude. Let's just keep it going. That's crazy.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, imagine going to the game and it's like a clinching game, and it's like, oh, come back tomorrow, folks. We'll see who wins. And it's like,
well, the difference between the Japanese baseball and the American baseball is so drastic. Like you have fans from both teams on either side, like on the first side, left base, first base, and third base side.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I definitely want to experience that at some point in my life.
Dude, so do I. I heard they bring like the taiko drums, and it's like a call and response. So one side will do a rhythm, and the other side will like kind of do what they feel would follow that rhythm, and it just goes on through the whole game. And it's
They have their own
pretty-
fight songs too and everything.
everybody that blocks up, they have their own music too, bro. It's awesome. I know they were doing that for the WBC. Yeah, dude.
TJ, shameless plug here. We did do a video with Mike, and he did it on his lunch break. We did it at 1 a.m. I think,
Oh,
and it was 1 p.m.
That's
So
tough.
it was perfect. It worked with, he normally does the New Era Japan plugs for all of
Right.
us, and he was able to kind of give us the rundown of how their games work, how their jerseys are customizable, and I will insert that video in the description.
He got me.
Yeah, that was cool. I just thought it was interesting that their World Series can end in a tie.
He got me this grail. I've been waiting for this forever.
47
yeah.
time, 47-time league champs.
Yes, sir. Yankee who?
Yankees of
Who?
the,
Yankees of Japan. I hope their fans aren't obnoxious though.
I don't know. He said they're like,
Oh no.
he compared them to the Yankee fans.
He said it's worse because they like the way their draft system works. That teams can like you can draft somebody, but I can pay him more money and he can come to my team. So the Giants just fool everybody.
Yeah, it's just
No
like
one else wants to.
that sucks.
Interesting.
And then he corrected us on all the pronunciation.
Well, no, it was pretty interesting. Like
I
learning
get
about
it.
stuff like
Yeah.
and
That's
stuff like
dope.
as an East Coast American, you're not gonna learn a lot about Japanese baseball just because of the way the time it's played at. It's played at like 5
Yeah.
a.m. time.
That's true. Actually, I have a book about Japanese baseball.
Well, it was great when I was on afternoons because I would just stay up all fucking night. And if they played a 1 o'clock day game, it would be right when I got out of work.
That's dope.
And then we would just watch the games on mute basically because it would just be going too fast for me to pay attention.
Yeah,
I
you
think
can't.
time
anyway.
was randomly watched and it was Tanaka pitching for
Yeah,
whoever he was
That's cool.
whoever he plays for.
it was that Eagles team that
Yeah.
we got the hats for.
Eagles.
No, that was that's KBO, so that's different than the other ones.
Was it? Oh, well, the KBO is still going right now. I think they're in their chip.
Yeah,
Nice.
they're like their clips. The other thing that's really cool about Japan is like their high school series is really big there.
Yeah.
Almost as big as the World Series. They play in like MLB size stadiums for their high school ball championship.
That's dope.
I think they need to because of just having all the like Otani style players now. They're gonna have to have extra large stadiums just to be able to keep these guys. You know, everybody's gonna want their autographs and want to get a piece of them.
Then you have the Americans, Gaiju, they call them, or something like that. It was from that movie with Tom Selleck there.
Oh yes, dude, Mr. Baseball.
Yeah.
Classic movie, bro. I gotta get one of the Dragon hats. His team, I look like the Dodgers D. I gotta get one of those because they were the rivals with the Giants,
Their
which is
rival is actually the well, nowadays it would be the Swallows because they play in Tokyo too.
that's dope.
They're like the little brother. Like these are like the Mets and they're like the Yankees.
Got
Except they've won like they've won 6 titles and they're probably gonna win the 7th one.
Ice. So they're better than the Mets.
Yeah, slightly. Well, it's like a high AAA, so you can't really compare it to like MLB style players.
Yeah.
It's always
I mean-
interesting that names like Justin Smoke, who was a pretty relevant MLB player like 4 or 5 years ago for the Jays, over there playing.
Yeah, sometimes they just go out there and they wind up crushing it and they're like, I don't want to go back.
Well, you have a guy like Daniel Bart. He revived his career out there. He was like done. He was broken in Boston, and then he signed an extension with Colorado.
That's still something though. That's the guy that's like 39, right? That pitcher.
Yeah, he came back and did pretty good.
He made the All-Star team this year, I think. That was that guy.
Yeah. Tough
Yeah.
to place the pitch in chorus too.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta have some balls to pitch in chorus, man.
Well, they had Wade Davis, who before that, who was from the Cubs, who was supposed to be really good. He was a lockdown reliever for the Cubs, and then he got broken in Colorado.
Yeah, they'll do it to you. I don't know.
I'm excited to see this World Series matchup, though. I'm excited to see how these Phillies are a lot like the Braves last year, where they were hot at the right time and they got all their pitching to go, and they made the right trades. Like they got Brandon Marsh from the Angels. They had Harper come back off the injury.
Yeah,
They signed Kyle Schwarber.
I did
I
not
feel-
like the Angels, like how they did that trade, because they just like they traded their farm away. I thought Marsh was going to be the next like center fielder, so Harper could be in the corner and just like increase his longevity, so he wouldn't have to turn into one of those DH guys or a first base guy.
Well, the
And-
question is what they're going to do with Trout's contract now, because he can't even play a full season.
yeah.
Where like
Like
even
he gives a shit.
I'm sure he doesn't, but as a owner, the Angels are trying to sell the owner of the Angels is actually currently trying to sell the team.
Yeah,
So he wants to get the salary down to make it more appealing to buyers.
that's
So
such a tough spot because like you got to get rid of Otani probably and possibly Trout, and it's like, well, those are the only guys that are
you might be
selling.
able to get rid of them both in a package deal to somebody. Like
To who? The Dodgers? Dodgers or Yankees? The only people
Yankees.
that can afford them. Oh, don't say that, man.
The Mets are the only team that can afford that.
yeah, Stephen Cohen's a lifelong Mets fan, the owner of the Mets. He said he put $1 billion Death Star out there if he could.
That would hurt. It would hurt. It would
I
hurt.
still think the Braves were the smart ones because we've locked up all our young talent pretty much. And
We
we
just
have
need
got
that-
plenty of guys in the farm that have come up and done pretty well. Like Austin Riley came up last year for more playing time and finally has been a consistent starter this last year where he was like an MVP caliber player.
Dog, Austin should have won the MVP last year. I don't want to hear that Bryce Harper shit. Austin's numbers were fire, and he actually made it to the postseason. Like, come on now.
I wanted to
Yeah.
say something about Alec Baum. I was excited to see his story come full circle where they were booing him in Philly. They were like really getting on him. And then the reporter asked him in the locker room when they were celebrating, how do you feel about Philly now? He goes, I love it.
Love this place. He turned his shit around, and the coolest thing was he was held himself accountable. He's like, listen, like I made 3 errors, not you guys. I was pissed off, and the minute Rob Thomas came in, or Thompson, he started working on his defense. Everybody's defense got good because that was Philly's knock, their defense, and like
It's
They're not-
surprising how well it works with the players
Yeah. they all bought in.
Anos, Kyle Schwarber,
Yeah,
Bryce Harper.
In terms of like Stott, Bomb, and those guys, they were a AAA team altogether. The Iron Pigs were the strongest team the last 2 years.
yeah,
So you can't take that away from them. When they would come to Buffalo, they had like an insane 1 through 6.
yeah.
And then you'd have like an occasional guy that might crack the MLB for like a 10-game stint and come back down. It was just a crazy cycle of these guys are playing every day and hitting.
Well,
and-
Philly's a tough market to be a player in where the media goes after you so much where if you're a GM or a manager, you're always trying to make moves to shake things up because you don't want to be on the hot seat.
Yeah.
Like Girardi before him and then like the manager before that and stuff like that. There's
Yeah.
So
actually
if Philly wins, is it really like a win for the Yankees? Because Girardi was a Yankee. So
he'll get a ring out of it.
Take it as a win. They're like, that's 28 for us. It's like, no, that doesn't.
hypothetically, there will be an asterisk that said Joe Girardi helped us.
Didi Gregorius will get a ring, right? Because he was still with their roster in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, if you were on the team or you played
Like,
even a
the Braves
game,
had won. Robinson Cano would have finally got a ring.
yes, all his teams wound up getting knocked out, right? The Mets, Braves, and Padres.
Mariners.
He had like such a high chance of getting a ring, and they got knocked out one by one. He's like, I should have played for the Phillies. Yeah,
Philly's
Well-
definitely a cool city to like their fan base is very passionate. It's really cool to see a city like this. I really want to see the Mariners make it because it would have been their first time. I didn't want San Diego because I hate Manny Machado.
yeah. He's grown on me after the past couple years. I feel like he's matured. I feel like him and Bryce both kind of got humbled and matured.
He ruined the thing with Manny Machado is he ruined Dustin Pedroia's like twilight years by sliding into him at second base. Forever in
Yeah.
Boston, he will be booed.
He was did some dirty shit. Remember, you were doing a lot of the big back swings and hit the catchers in the head.
Well, this
Like,
is when he was with the Orioles. He slid he took
Yeah.
him out He
I
hit,
remember.
hit him in the knee that was surgically repaired twice already. And then
Yeah,
Correa tried to hang on to keep coming back. 'cause
never
Sox-
came back. Yeah, yeah, he was public enemy number one. So I get where your hatred comes from. I just feel like he's now like more of a leader than a douchebag. But you know, I know people still won't like him or Harper, even though I feel like they've grown on me.
Speaking of another douchebag player,
Hey! I'm a big Always Sunny Philadelphia fan, so Chase Utley, just the whole him and Mac relationship cracks me up. So I have no problem with
He's
Chase.
an outstanding, good, pretty good ball player. It's just that one thing that constantly, every time someone brings him up, you just think of Miguel Tejada getting taken out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like a different nowadays. You can't do stuff like that.
It's crazy when you watch
That just takes me back to the Bautista situation, because like that was the most epic like scenario that you could have had between two teams that constantly play each other.
Yeah.
Well,
Two former Mets made the World Series. Zach Wheeler and Noah Syndergaard.
Yeah. All it takes is to switch teams.
Andy did it without pitching against them the entire season.
Well, he refused a couple times.
Right, he was like hurt or something. That
He
one.
always had a lower body
Yeah,
injury
shoulder
the day
sore.
he played them.
And
Yeah.
the Mets,
Oh, little sore today, guy. Gonna have to put me into the next time. It's like, well, the Mets are in town now, though. It's like, yeah, that's fine. I'll be better tomorrow.
Yeah.
It was a smart move. It was a smart move. You know.
well,
I
he
don't
was
know
like,
if it's because he was gonna throw at a guy or like
his ceiling was
no,
so high.
feelings.
That prospect, when he first came up, he lit up, and then he never met those same expectations.
Yeah.
Probably
It was him
wasn't-
and DeGrom were 1 and 2, and then all of a sudden DeGrom just, and it was like, all right, Thor's next, and he just never. Well, he couldn't stay healthy either, but
Well, the Mets, if he had stayed healthy, the Mets and DeGrom, like they had like a really insane pitching staff at one point. They just never had everybody at the same time.
this is my first ever Mets hat. I actually got at Citi Field. They put it on the shelf while I was in there. This is the Thor special. It's got the 34 with the lightning. It's got lightning on the bottom, and there's even a Noah Syndergaard inside. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. The guy was like, "This just came out today." I was like, "Oh, I'll take it."
The team stores always seem to have some really cool exclusives for some places, like some teams.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen the polar bears come back ever since
Red
I
Sox,
built their
stuff
city
like
fields as well.
The only time the Red Sox ever really did something special was when they were in London. They did the Mookie Betts hats.
Yeah, those were dope. The Marlins had a couple, and the last homestand I went to, they had a couple of the Sugar Kings like remixes, and I was broke, so it was like, because they
What
had
do you think of their email when they did? They were trying to get Mets fans to come down when they were playing the Braves.
bro, that was so dirty.
And they
That-
emailed their own season ticket holders, like calling all Mets fans.
That was so dirty.
I think I got one of those from the 7 line.
Yeah, I regret actually not going to the game they clinched. It was just one of those like, it's a weeknight and I'm broke, but like they had the roof open that night, which they never do. So I was like, I should have went and watched my boys clinch.
Yeah, so we'll start a GoFundMe so West Bay doesn't have to miss any more clinching
Yes.
games. We'll drop the
Alright.
link below.
Clinching days. I also want to go to 2 opening days next year. So yeah, put the link up there for my GoFundMe.
Yeah, we're gonna start Get West Bay to opening day link.
If
Yes.
you get like an opening day game in New York, and then make it down to like the Orioles, or make it down to like Washington for a night game on opening day week.
Doubleheader would be dope. I'm trying to do the Marlins start opening day at home, and then a week later the Braves are in Atlanta. So I want to do both. Why not, right?
Want to go to Truist Park at some point. Looks like a really cool stadium. I want to sit in those the chop seats with
Oh yeah, the Chop House. I've sat
Yeah.
there. It's dope. They're dope. They have like cup holders that are cooling, so you can like put your beer in there and it stays cool. But the trick is under it, it's all the electronics and shit. My dad was like, my jeans are there's like a hole in my jeans because he was putting his knee against it. It was like, why is my knee burning? I was like, yeah, don't touch that. But if you don't touch your knee on it, you can keep your drinks cold. And the craziest shit is like at least one home run goes there every game. It's crazy. There's like a magnet out there. So you just be ready to catch a ball. Yeah, Truist is dope, and the battery
That
on
was like
South.
the lady in Milwaukee. She asked me if I wanted a koozie, and I was like, ma'am, not for nothing, but this will be gone before I need that koozie.
They say you're gonna get more.
It depends on like the cost of stuff. Like Fenway Park's so expensive, you can't really even get food in most stadiums.
Yeah, dude.
And
Well,
she's
it's
like,
just
you must not be from here. And I was like,
that's awesome.
Well,
Did you
John gets to go to Pittsburgh all the time. He goes to the PNC Park.
nice? That park looks sick, dude.
PNC, yeah, that's a cool park, and it's not really hard to get out of. But if you need to stop for anything after the game, right in the hood, like
Yeah,
right in the hood.
like Miami, dog. You got to just get in your car and get the hell out, or you're gonna want to be.
No, we usually stop at like a gas station or something, just to like
Yeah.
really feel the local flavor.
Yeah, you
I
Fenway
was
is like
looking for this beer the last time I was there, and I was like, man, I don't want to have to go into like these
like
shitty ass stores. Like there's people just talking themselves, and it's just like, yo, and then you're like, oh, Pittsburgh. It's a wonderful city. Yeah.
yeah. Everyone's like, "What's there to do in Miami?" I was like, "Get in your car and get out, dog." Like, there's around that stadium. There ain't nothing to do that involves getting arrested. It's pretty sketchy out there. So I'm
Miami's
like,
expensive too in general. Like the city itself. From what I've heard, like getting a hotel or anything like that's pretty.
yeah, yeah, it's not cheap. And honestly, the games are way more expensive than you would think. It's like, bro, nobody shows up, and it's like $40 to get a seat in the outfield. Like, you should really work on this better.
Well, the
Where they-
Yankees, like their last game of their season where they were going for as low as $20.
That was awful.
It dropped. I checked.
I would have went with my Yankee suck shirt and just sat like right behind home plate.
There was
There were
more.
guys there.
You saw the broadcast like towards the end of the game, like the seventh inning. You saw the
Yeah.
Astros fans moving their way in
Yeah,
on camera.
they-
It was the
they were
Yankee fans.
smelling the victory. Yeah, that
It
was
pretty
fun.
funny. As
That
much
was
as
good.
I'm not a fan of the Astros, but
They did their job. They had to beat the Yankees. It was one of those like, I hate you, but you have to beat the Yankees, and then you can lose in the World Series. So they did
it'll
what they
be
needed.
cool to see Harper versus his former manager. I don't think
Yeah.
that line hasn't really been explored. Dusty Baker versus Bryce Harper.
Yeah, there's some cool storylines, like always. And honestly, the Phillies lineup is, I think, better than the Astros lineup. I think Astros starting pitching is better a little bit, but Philly starting pitching is just really good. And bullpen,
I definitely give the Astros bullpen.
yeah. But Philly's bullpen's gotten better. The Sir Anthony guy and oh shit, who they're using for the closer now, which I can't
St.
remember.
Something like that.
He's
Louise, something like that. Weird.
yeah. He just pitched yesterday, but I can't remember. But they're both good. It's just the guys leading up to them. That's what the Braves always do. It's like stay close.
Oh,
try
I
to score
think
like in the
I think it's
sixth,
Framber
seventh.
Valdez.
He's good. Yeah.
No,
And
it just
then
like, depends on the situation. It's going to be really interesting to see. Like the Astros have been able to have the shutdown pitching. The Phillies, it was all slugfests. If
Yeah.
the Astros can hold that offense scoreless, I
Yeah.
don't think Philadelphia can hold the Astros offense scoreless.
it's gonna be like the 2017 like ALCS with the Astros Yankees, where it was like 13 innings, 6-6. Then in the 13th, it's gonna be another like 4-run rally for both teams. Then we're gonna go to the 19th, and it's just gonna be like
Right.
fest after fest after fest. Then it's gonna end like 18-12.
I love it. I love it.
It's funny to see like the craziest game of the playoffs this year was probably the Mariners game that went 18 innings against the Astros.
Dude, I went to a concert that night and Meshuggah, by the way, yeah. I have T-Mobile, so there was just no reception at all. So I got out of the concert, and the first thing popped up goes, Astros beat Mariners in an 18-inning game. I'm like, what the hell? The game was like going on when I went to the concert. I was like, how did that even happen?
It was
So
like a 6-hour game. It ended at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Our time.
I missed the whole damn thing. Well, I caught like the beginning of it, and then I was like, all right, it'll be over. I'll check on my phone. And once I was inside the venue, it was like no reception. So it's like, I guess I'm just gonna watch the show and enjoy myself. But I missed that, and then I think I forgot what the after game after that was. I think it was the Yankee game, and they lost as well. So I was like, all right, it's a good night. It's a good night. Shocking.
No,
It
it's
was a
been pretty interesting to see how this series matches up because it'll be all like I'm surprised they're giving him such a break till Friday for game one.
I don't think they could move shit once it's scheduled just for like all the TV slots and also
Yeah,
people
legit.
are flying into the hotels and shit. So that was my first thought. I was like, start it Tuesday, dog. Like, I don't want to go a week without baseball. But then you got to think of all the moving parts and shit. And if these games went to 7, it would have went until I think Thursday would have been an off day.
It
Really
would have
lucky.
gone till Wednesday.
Exactly.
The
Yeah.
Phillies got really lucky in the fact that it didn't go further with the
Yeah.
Yankees.
Bryce straight up said,
two more-
Bryce is like, I don't want to go back on a plane. Yeah. Bryce is like, I don't want to go back to San Diego. And with the day off that they took away because of lockout, you saw both the Astros and the Phillies were like, we're closing the shit out now. Like, we don't want to go to 7 because that's 5 days off where you got to use your possibly the same pitchers. Like,
Well, the Astros, most of their starters are older, like Verlander and the color
Yeah.
tenure.
so that was one of those, let's just win as soon as we can. And for me, as a selfish baseball fan, I want everything going 7 or the Yankees getting swept, like whatever is the most humiliating way. So if they could have went to 7.
I mean, going 7 and losing in like 20 inning games sucks real bad.
yeah,
Well, I saw
Blue.
an interesting factoid. So the Yankees have only been so dominant in the 2000s because they matched up predominantly against the Twins.
Yeah. Yeah, not anymore, bro.
Hey
Yeah.
man, I'm still surprised the Twins have a website because most of the time they can't string 3 W's together.
That was good. Yeah. They had that division all year, and then they were just like, no.
No, it's like every year. No, every year the AL Central is probably one of the worst divisions
Yeah.
because it's whoever's like leads it for most of the year doesn't win it, and somebody
crazy.
comes up their coattails and wins.
The White Sox are totally going to come back. They're going to come back, and they just never did. And then I was like, Guardians? All right, cool. And then
Had a shot. It's like
Yeah.
the Twins had such a big lead at the All-Star break where it was like, it was just like the Yankees lead for the All-Star break. Insane.
Yeah,
And that came down to the wire where there was only a three-game difference between the Blue Jays or Rays.
yeah, dude. I like the new extra wild card spots because like there was drama until the second to last day of the year,
The only thing I don't like about this playoff format is that one of the division winners kind of gets like hosed because they don't have that break like they used to.
Yeah, I mean you just got to win more games.
It's the same in football.
Yeah, the 2 off.
Fucking win more games and you won't have to play games.
That's the whole argument. Oh, why we get the wild card and they got the division? It's like because we won more games.
And if you tie or you lose more games divisionally, then you should have to play more games.
Yeah. And that's what happened with the Mets and the Braves, which was crazy.
I mean, look at the NBA. Half the league makes it 16 teams and make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I actually do like the play-in, the way that 9 and the 10s have to play each other in a one-gamer. And it's like you just have a shitty night from the floor, you shoot under 30%, you're out.
Yeah.
Well, baseball is one of those types of games where you can't really do that because it's like you have so many different moving elements, like pitchers and stuff like that. I'm happy to see that it's not a 1-game playoff anymore.
Yeah.
Although they were exciting because
They were
teams
exciting.
wouldn't do like you see starters warming up for 1 inning.
Yeah, but baseball is a game of series. So like that was the thing that always bothered me. You play 162 games and then we're gonna do 1 game to determine who's better. It's like, nah, give me at least 3. So I like the new 3-game series, and it's 3, 5, 7, 7. So it's a marathon to make it all the way through. But you can't. I know you want to blame the bye week for the teams, but like 2 out of 4 of the teams won, so it didn't bother the Yankees or the Astros. I just think the Phillies were the better team against the Braves, and the Padres are the better team against the Dodgers. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, you play 5 games, the better team's going to win,
I did think it was pretty cool to have 2 brothers playing the championship series against each other, and they had the dad on. Did you see the dad wearing the Phillies jersey? And
Get the 2 jerseys.
his other son started the rally against his son, and you see him just casually trying to take the jersey off.
And the mom was like, they were like, we're gonna interview the mom later in the game. She's like, no, I can't do this, bro. Like my heart's beating so bad. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
No, it was pretty funny. All pitches that he'd thrown over 100 miles an hour in this season were against his brother, and
Yeah.
that's
Dude was gassed up. I would do the same thing against my brother, bro. I was like, you ain't getting anything easy from me, man. You know?
I mean, against my brother,
Oh, they
I
had two-
probably would have hit him.
they
Yeah.
had one out. They had one out.
Not
My
like a
brother's-
dome shot or nothing, but I would have took like a shot at the ribs first and then
Yeah.
maybe the elbow.
To the
My
old
brother's
guy.
way better than me in baseball.
Oh, and
so,
Ryan back him off the plate a little bit.
yeah, my brother would have taken me deep. But I
No,
would
it's
have
just interesting to see like all these different storylines. It's going to be an eventful World Series for either team. Either way, Phillies with the city of Philadelphia is probably going to get some craziness going on. They already did this weekend.
they're burning the city down whether they win or lose. So hopefully they just win.
They're already, yeah. I seen somebody's footage, just beer cans in the street. It was almost like they paved it with like Bud Light and shitty beer.
They were trying to grease all the poles. You still see people
Yeah,
climbing.
people are climbing up them.
They put like sticky gloves on and shit, a whole bunch of pine tar. Like this it's so funny. You see them like got pine tar on their hats. They're just climbing all the holes. They're like, this ain't gonna stop me. Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm pulling for Philly, even though they're like, but they're a rival of the Braves. But I just can't root for the Astros. So if Philly wins, cool, and then they can hold it over us for another year, and we'll try to win next year.
Well, the Phillies haven't won it since 2008, and they haven't been back since 2000.
Yeah.
That's
To
all
me,
I see a few guys on that team get a ring. Romuto, you probably want to see get a championship.
Yeah, there's a lot of likable dudes on that team, and that's the whole thing. Why I can't hate them. There's just a lot.
They just
of
went anti-analytics, and they just
Yep.
old school baseball. Well, not so much old school baseball because they don't hit like old school baseball, but
right. But
The fact-
their lineup is
no, we want the best hitter.
yeah. The
And I
crazy
don't
thing-
have them ready I didn't even get them ready for this. Like I got the bomb rookie cards autographed and all that shit. And we just started going off and I'm just thinking to myself, like, I'm just the punchlines right now. Like I know exactly what I need to say in that moment, but it just right now for me, I think the Phillies from a value standpoint, because no matter what, right? This card is worth nothing until you sell it. So no matter how much you buy, this card is worth nothing.
It's worth whatever someone's gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
Exact. It is worth whatever somebody's willing to pay for it. However, if it's not sold, it's still worth nothing.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I
No,
gotta
it's just
change. I
Thing to
gotta
see.
change my comps.
We don't really talk about that too much. Like, oh yeah, this card's worth this and this card's worth this, and we don't cover a whole lot of the collectible
Well,
standpoint.
the value goes like crazy with some rookies. Like after Mac Jones got hurt, the Zappy cards went up to like $50-$60 a card when they were like a $2 card before that.
I got a couple of them if you want them. $60 a pop.
No, it's just like the market dictates anything. Like as collectors, unfortunately, of anything, the market dictates how much something's worth because it's how much someone's willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
why
when I saw the news about Matt Ryan today, I'm like, Jacob Eason, here we go. And they didn't pick him.
No, it'd be interesting to see what happens with this series because it's going to come down to the wire. I think. I don't think you'll see a sweep either way. I think you're
I
going to see
agree.
at least 6 or 7 games.
Yeah. Yeah. I always like them going 7 because I don't watch any other sports. So for me, like this is my only baseball until February. So it's like I want this shit to go 9 games somehow. So
Yeah, I mean, hockey on in the background. I love like hockey and football going on at the same time.
nice. I turned my TV off for 4 months and just focused on writing music. So I enjoy the off season, but I don't want it to end.
Yeah. So, John, we need you to tell us who's on your hat. I know who's on your hat, but I want you to kind of give us the rundown on what you're wearing and the t-shirt you got on too.
So I've been doing minor league Monday combos all year, and it is a Monday, even though I really wanted to wear something Astros for being the Yankees, but I'll save that for tomorrow. So this is the Las Vegas Aviators, which is the Athletics AAA team. It's got the little orange bottom and cool little mountain in the area, and
Like,
it's got. And then I
Yeah.
got the aviators shirt as well, which I think matches really well together. So yeah, I try to keep rocking minor league Monday every Monday, and
this
was
one was perfect for
Yeah. bro. See, I was actually like, shit, I think I need to check. I actually have like a list on my phone, all the ones I'm wearing and the ones I've already worn, and I might not have worn my cheesesteak one yet. So I was like, do I switch it? But I already have my shit pulled out. So I was like, I'll do the aviators. So
And then I have that same hat with a blue bottom that he's
Ooh.
wearing.
okay.
And- but I bought it like a size up, and I was like, all right, I'll be swank with it. Just fucking like,
That
yeah. OG
Dude.
styling it.
Style.
So, but this is the prototype. Josh Allen with the Hannibal Elector pin on there.
That was pretty cool because he wore that at the Padres game.
Yeah, and now that he wore his like Padres jersey with this, now this is popping. So I thought the Padres were gonna go because Josh Allen got there. So
Yeah.
kind of like is this gonna happen thing? But
Did
then the
you
Phillies
guys
won,
see
so-
the video of the Padres fan calling the Dodgers ticket office and asking them for tickets to the
Oh,
NLCS?
I
Amazing.
sent you that. I think that was so funny.
It's such a troll job because the whole time he knew exactly how it was going to end, but the poor lady didn't, and it was just like, no, she's going to say it. It was like, yeah, they did.
He's like, yeah, I'd like to purchase 2 seats to Game 2 of the World Series,
We're
So
sorry.
he was saying the ALCS, the NLCS. He was
NLCS.
the NLCS.
Sir, the Dodgers have been eliminated.
I should do that for the Yankees tomorrow.
Save it.
No, sir.
We'll
In
put
New
that
York,
on
you
the
might-
channel. Let's go for it.
In New York, you might get a more rude response on a customer service thing.
I think they might disable their phone lines if that happens.
Yeah, right. After that video, they were like, we got to shut it down. Like, there's no reason to sell tickets until next year. Just don't answer the phone.
Well, a lot of times those numbers are for other events too, like concerts and everything else for those venues.
That's true. I
Yeah.
know where the Panthers play, they do a lot of concerts, and I was calling once about a concert, and they were like, what would it take to get you season tickets to the Panthers? And I was like, it'll take a lot because I don't watch hockey. So
Hockey's
Florida, yeah.
sport live.
yeah, that's what everyone keeps telling me, man, but I don't know.
They're
I'll
supposed
go.
to be good, but
It'd be
nobody
cool for
goes
you.
to them. Everybody likes Tampa.
You get out of that Florida heat. You get out of that Florida heat too. You can be hanging like a
Yeah.
hockey.
The stadium's like 15 minutes from me. That's the closest park out of all of them, the Panthers Stadium. So maybe
They
one
kind
day.
of put up. They don't have anybody anymore. They all went to the Flames.
Yeah, he said Panthers, and I immediately went to Carolina, and I was like, that's a far fucking drive.
Like driving. I like driving.
Well, you got John over here who drives to like Pennsylvania and Ohio all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Cleveland's only 3 hours, and Pittsburgh is like 3.5.
You want to talk about John? I'm closer to New York City than John is, and he's in the same state as New York City.
That's crazy. Well, it takes 3 hours just to get to halfway of the state from where I am. So I drive 3 hours. I drive 6 hours. Or I drive 10 hours. I'm still in Florida, man. So
New York City is
We
probably
did
like
it.
hours from me. It's probably like 20 hours from John.
I drove to where Tampa from here, and that took us 23 or something.
you were there when I was in Texas, right? Because
Yeah.
you went to the Rays game, and then
Yeah.
when they had the hurricane, and then you did that was when the Lightning won the finals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, cool, I can finally meet you, but 1,000 miles away.
They threw a no hitter. They threw an unofficial no hitter because it was only 7 innings that game
I
too.
remember that. I remember
Yeah.
that.
Mad bum.
Yeah, that was fun. I
think the
That
Rays
was
are
awesome.
the best AAA affiliate. The Bulls hats are probably my favorite minor league hat.
yeah.
But
I
that's
think-
the thing. The Bisons have won the best hat. Like the last 3 times they've done it, the Bisons have just won that. That's not a distinction to put lightly. All right.
Well, I'd say-
And it's the swing and buster B. It's not that new shit that everybody's hyping. It's the old school classic buster.
That's
Right.
way cool. Yeah, that's way cooler to me.
Although the Durham Bulls is like right there, and then it's the Red Wings. You know, it's all AAA clubs because they're easily recognizable.
Yeah.
Then you had a sneaker right in there, which was the Elizabethan Twins. And that cursive E with the Twins logo has been around. Like they were partners for like 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
It seems like certain cities always switch from minor league teams. Like Greenville always has like a new team after every few years. Like they're the Drive and they're affiliated with someone else.
Yeah.
Shame to see
I
all
think you'll see that change less now.
I think the last realignment, they might just stick everything unless something drastic happens. But like, it's cool to just keep a team going, you know. But yeah, the Bulls have such dope hats, and I have a lot of them.
It's just such an iconic logo too. Like you think of the movie.
Oh yeah, dude. And I love that this year they really went back with the specific era, you know, Bull Durham hats and jerseys and stuff.
They won the triple A
AAA
championship.
World Series, yeah.
I watched that, bro. It was awesome. There was on MilB TV for free. It was actually on MLB TV as well. I watched both of the finals games leading up to that. It was the Aces and the El Paso Chihuahuas, and the Aces won that. And then it was the Bulls versus the Nashville Sounds, and the Bulls beat the Sounds.
I figured you were gonna do what I do, and that is like say the Diablos, or like just because I don't recognize them as like their new clubs. I don't care like what their new name is. Like if it's cheesy and I don't really wear it, I'm like Diablos, you know, or like whatever their hockey team is. If they do a Fox baseball night or vice versa, then that's what they are.
Words. I
You
like
know,
it.
like whatever you can remember from that area, that's what that team is.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track. It really is.
There's just too many teams. Then they got their, you know, their what if nights.
Yes.
And now they got their Marvel Guardians of the
Those things
Universe.
are coming out dope. Those things are coming out really. I'm gonna spend a lot of money. I think they all drop
November 18th.
Yeah, I have it on my calendar, bro. So I'm trying to stick with like my teams and my affiliates. I'm trying to keep it within the Florida State League and a couple of the Braves affiliates, but there's a couple that dropped today. I was like, ooh, you just got added to the list.
Like, yeah, you just made the list.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long list. I'm gonna have to be really conservative, and then
There's always another hat. Like I'm sure that if you can't pick it up now, you might be able to pick it up cheap later.
The
I'm
Timber
assuming
Rattlers.
Timber Rattlers is so hard, bro. Yeah.
Yo, and the thing that's bothering me is I seen the Bison's one and it looks like a very flat logo.
Huh.
And the one Timber Rattlers hat I have, like that shit's 3D as fuck.
Yeah.
And so when they have the snake face coming out of it, like the whole head's like coming out of the hat.
Well, that's not really. That's on New Era's manufacturing, which hasn't been the best as of late.
If they do these hats again, I bet you second run's gonna be insane. Like they're gonna be popping. It's gonna be like Clink Room, like dominating.
Ones will probably be pretty nice too if you can pick those up in the resale market.
Yeah. But then Sac City on the bottom, that's a Black Panther and a half right there.
That's so tight, man.
He was like, send more critters for the defenders of the diamond. And then he, you know, what was the one? The Rocket City one? Or maybe it was Asheville. It was just a moon. And I was like, oh, that's a Majora's Mask. Like, here we go. Like, every time they put out a reference that I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then I got a group chat where they're like, that's not that cool. And I'm like, you don't get it.
Yeah. It was crazy because last year when they announced the whole partnership, I feel like they didn't do much merch-wise. Like, they would do the special themed jerseys and they'd still wear their regular on fields, and you can't buy the jerseys, you can only auction them. And then they even do like any t-shirts and shit. And like, I went to a few of those games in the Florida State League and I was like, I don't want to auction a jersey for $200. Like, can I just buy it? You know? So I like the fact that they're actually doing specific merch this year. I don't know if it was a supply chain thing last year or.
I think it was.
Yeah,
because I talked to my local, like Shout out to Terry at the Bisons, the store manager. Not that she'll see this, who knows? But yeah, she told me there were tons of supply chain issues and tons of sliding Bisons and old retro merch.
Yeah.
But even last year, we didn't even see all of it. Like they still have tons of like old Buster 88 retros coming, and
Yeah.
that's just like sweaters and you name it.
That was my
That
thought.
was-
Like, they probably wanted to do more shit, but it was like, well, we're just gonna do jerseys and hope for the best. Cause I was like, bro, I would love to get. There were so many dope ones. The Fort Myers Mighty Muscles were doing the Hulk. And it was
And they
like,
still kind of are because theirs looks like it's like doing this, but it's like they greened it. So
I like it. I like it. But there's
Yeah, I don't have any Yankees hats, but do you have any Tampa Tarpons?
I have two.
I do like their logo.
Yeah, I do too.
the top ons.
I definitely want the fishing down there. That seems like be a cool thing. You can catch those tarpons right off the beach. Yeah.
Tarpon, my best friend says are the most fun fish to catch because they put up a big fight.
Well, you can catch it right off the shore. It's not like here if you want to go fishing or something like that, tuna, but with the tuna
That's
around,
an older
go
one.
way out there. You have to have a boat to go out
The
there.
one I really want is the fish hook doing the T, and it's like it's this blue, and I've ordered it twice on lids, and it's been canceled because they don't have my damn size. And the team store, it's like 6 and 7/8 and like 8. And I was like, I just want the damn hook with the T because it's so cool, and I'm striking out.
Well,
So hopefully,
let me put up. I'm gonna Google it. Tampa Tarpons. And we're gonna put out an ISO right here.
let's get that in a 7.5, baby. It's funny too because I think it just popped up on either lids or
Is it?
You might be able to get it on MILB.com, but it'll
It's
be
this one, right?
crazy.
yep, that's the one.
All
That's the
right,
one.
ISO 7.5, y'all. I know we got we have a decent following when we do these like every week. So if people start like checking us out again, this is the hat 7.5.
Bro, I've had it in my palms like twice. Actually, I had a buddy send me one from the lids in Tampa, and like I put it on and it just wouldn't go on my head. And I was like, that's not 7.5. He was like, it says it on the label. I said, I'm not blaming you, but that shit isn't 7.5. So I sent it back, and so
You see what I'm wearing right now, though. You see what size I'm wearing right now.
What's that say? 4th, 7.25?
Yeah, 7.25.
But then I pull out this 3/8 right here. Perfect.
It's pretty frustrating at this point. And the worst is like when you finally find one that you really like. I'd rather it be loose than tight. That's what he didn't say. But you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to wind up with the damn red ring on my head, if I take it off.
You'll give you a
And-
most flat too, so
One
Yeah.
ring to rule them all.
like I noticed if I curve them up a little bit more, I like the halves. If I curve them
Yeah.
up a little,
They'll fit a little better if you.
if I'm gonna rock
Speaking
it
of
flat,
too tight hats, I'm gonna shamelessly plug something else.
Do it.
So at New Era, you've probably seen the blocking machine on my profile, where it kind of grips the hat, it stretches the hat,
seems it.
and reshapes it.
What?
Yep. See that?
Yeah.
See all that steam going right through it, and it grips the hat and it like pops it. So if your like crown is real fucked up. So I know there's like Dre in the 616 and all that jazz, and like he does a great job. And
That's
then at the end of this, you actually see my friend Kirsty, and she puts it on the right there. Yep. So she's curving the hat right there. And I'll grab one of the ones that she did in a second here.
That's
And
tight.
she just rotates it around there and it just comes out perfect.
I've never gotten a hat stretcher or tried it myself. I have some older ones that are a smaller size that I want to try, and if I can't do it, then it doesn't hurt too much. But I think I got
you're a Rays fan, right?
yeah. That's in like so it's like the
Looks like a Halloween colorway, but it's like that Rays, like that old Rays logo.
That's dope, man.
This is actually my size with the purple under.
Ooh,
And then on the back, that is
Uh,
the coordinates to Buffalo.
I like it.
But that's snazzy as shit. Like if it's too tight as that size, like, and they just put it on that, and she doesn't do it too hard because I know she like everybody knows I don't like my shit too fucking.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not one of those like water bottle motherfuckers that rubber bands it. So like,
Bro, that shit makes me it's so cringe. It's so cringe to watch that shit.
I
man.
think it's more cringe to see the guys with the steamers. Like you can just do it with your hand. So
Yeah. Imagine
Yeah.
like half an hour getting a hat ready, but you could just go, cool, I'm ready to go. Like
Yeah.
that blows my mind.
you curve a little bit with your hand, and then
Yeah.
naturally over time it's gonna curve the brim. You
Yeah,
wear it.
dude, I've
The
never
problem is
even
guys don't wear
about
that.
steamer. I get a hat, I do this. All right, cool, looks great. You know, that's it. You know,
Yeah.
it's good to go. I see these cats do all these tutorials and shit. I was like, you do this for every hat?
Like you never did it on your little league with the baseball cap with the baseball, no?
Never. I never did too big of a curve. It was always just bam, bam, and let's go play some baseball. You know.
It'd be half the time we get the hats, they be bigger. We get them like way too big because we want to be like Griffey and throw it around the back.
yeah.
You can't walk backwards out there, but I want to.
Yeah, like even this though, like I'm not really opposed to this
No, that's a good curve.
compared to how most of you guys like see me on the daily basis. I'm wearing like this style where it's like not a crazy, like it looks curved though, based off how I like you get that like feel the depth perception, I guess.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm always wearing like those big ass glasses and shit too though. You know,
Yeah.
that's just what I like. I like the fucking pit vipers and the big ass oaks and the
It's a good look, man. It's a good look.
and then you know you got like there's just a couple times here and there where like I've been, you know what, or I've got that thumbprint, like, and I found my first fitted, and I have this thumbprint that you can like feel it through the top of the hat, and it's real apparent in Bangladesh hats. But I have a Musa Yankees that I have with like no flag or nothing,
Ooh.
and well, there's the flag, but stage
I
left.
personally like the crowns on the old Musa hats. They sat so much nicer on your head.
But if you did the fucking press this spot right here, you got this huge fucking bump and you didn't even know it. So like I was gonna take it and get it blocked, but I was like, but also that's a good timepiece to be like,
Yeah.
wow, look how I fucked this up.
Well, John's a hat doctor. You can fix anything.
Nice.
I mean, for the most part, I've taken like so many stains out of things, and I've really brought a lot of hats back before all these guys started crown clean and
Yeah.
Well,
He
these
cleaned
other-
up my first cap that I used to wear to work all the time. It was like concrete dust and everything else in it. Looked brand
Nice.
new.
I'm lucky. I just try to stay the hell out of like the humidity as much as I can. And when I go out to games and get sweaty, like I'm not wearing no white crowns, and it doesn't ever. I haven't ever had to like do a rest.
I never do white on the crowns of my hats. And the few I do have, I never wear because
Yeah, I have like 3, and they're not leaving the house. They're just for my combo of the day, and they go back on the shelf, dog. Like, and unless maybe to tomorrow's game, if the roof's gonna be closed, but if I see that bitch open, I'm running the team store and I'm getting another one.
like a lot of the time I like the two tones. I get like the two tones of most teams.
Yeah, I think I have like 3 or 4, and it's actually I like when they drop the white crowns because I go, I'm not buying it. So like it works for me for saving money. But I'm kind of ready to see it go bye-bye because
You have that Atlanta one, don't you, with the cream top on it? With
Yeah.
the wax hat or whatever it was called.
I have like I think most of my white ones are Braves ones, and I have the all white Marlins from the Players Weekend of 2019. Ooh,
So you guys want to play what's in the bag?
I'm gonna guess a hat. Was that right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
not just one.
Ooh, how many
Ooh.
can fit in that kind of bag? We got 3.
I got like 4 or 5, I think. Great.
I got
choice.
3 in there.
We got
I still got mine from when I went out to Buffalo.
we got a Boston, we got a Bison, we got and a Bills, and maybe Yankees.
So in mine, well, I put my Lamar Valley in there
Ah, so I got one right.
because also size down. I just walked into Lids, fucking did this, and I was like, that's it? Wow. All right, cool. $40. Didn't
I
pay
love it.
anything over. It's marked $49.99 on the tag.
I thought it was funny though. The guys were like marking those up in the resale icon. You saw
They're
guys-
everywhere except in our store.
No, it was like Fitted Mafia was trying to. Some guy in Fitted Mafia was trying to charge $150 a piece for those for a $40 cat.
I would have laughed at that guy. And then there's like pins or something. Like they made a Buffalo Patagonia pin or something. It's pretty cool. It's only available on Lids HG though. And I'm not plugging Lids because whatever, they don't give me shit.
Yeah, right. I ain't plugging it till you start.
Well, they got
This
rid of the sales that were so cool when you first started getting into hats. Like I remember the buy two get one for buy two.
Yes, but they just had the rack for like all $15 hats, and it was like, I don't want this, but I'll do it for 15. You
No,
know.
you used to be able to
Yeah.
walk into Lids, and I used to be able to find something I wanted. Whenever I go into a Lids now, it's all color DVs and then a few on fields, and the on fields are full price. And they're
You know
clear.
the worst fucking part about Lids, I would say, is they like turn back the clocks would come out, and I would go into Lids and I'd be like, "You guys got to turn back the clocks," and the guy would give me this answer: "Well, the season just started, kid. Like, why don't you fucking come back in a week?" And I'd be like, "Cause you guys are gonna give them away to all your homies. That's why. Like,
What was it? It was the
fucking bring
logo
them out."
or the NFL hats. I wanted them, and I was calling up Lids, and they didn't know what I was talking about. And I was
That's
using
the-
actual promotion
Yeah.
name, which is frustrating.
The ones by me never have anything good. Like I don't even go anymore. And the worst is there's so many dope Heat hats, and they're all snaps. Every
So
single
in
one.
In the dead mall near me, there's actually two in the same mall,
Mhm.
and neither of them have anything.
It's frustrating. Like everyone's like, "Hey, can you check to see if your Lids has this?" I was like, "I can guarantee you it doesn't," and I'm not gonna go because it's not.
The guy to
there.
hit up for that would probably be like Lance Owens and them because they're managers. They kind of know where stuff is.
I've been to his Lids in Jacksonville, and I struggle to walk out with just two. It was like, oh, he's like, "Is that it?" I was like, "Yeah, that's it," because I want to survive my trip. But
But no, it's all about like people like if you care about your job enough, like you can tell when a store is run by someone who actually cares. Because a lot of the people in there are just in it for the money. They don't care about the.
well, I had to get a Jaguars at his store. I was like, I didn't have a two-tone. I had just the all teal. Is it teal or is it like green? So I was like, let me get a two-tone, and I was like, you can't not get a Jaguars. I wanted a shrimp, but they didn't have it in my size. So
They probably sell out pretty quick because they're a pretty popular minor league team.
They
Yeah.
are one of the most. The number one team is the Trash Pandas.
okay.
The highest this year was the Space Cowboys
Yeah, this is their first year, and they were.
I think
really-
that Rays was pretty.
and their
popular.
Astros.
Durham,
Yeah,
Durham
So
Colorado.
that get
Ooh.
fucked, you know,
Yeah.
like Astros. Woo!
yeah.
Well, that
And,
carrier hat, I always see it, people posting it, and I see that it's sold out everywhere.
What is it?
That carrier hat? It's like a AAA affiliate, the Corpus Christi
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That was dope. That
has
was
the
dope.
carrier on it.
That's an Astros too.
Yeah,
Yeah, affiliate.
that's right.
And the
Oh,
I remember
Whataburger.
trying to ask you about it because John's pretty familiar with minor league teams. I was like, "Do you know what team this is?" Because I kind of want to buy one. He's like, "Well, you're too late because you had to buy it before the season started."
It's gone. Yeah,
Well, the Ghost Camo one was the best one they did in the last like 5 years. It was called the
I want to
Ghost.
see that Rays come back out with the vintage colors, the Durham Bulls one.
Like, oh, I found it by the way. All
Yeah.
sizes.
nice.
I'll
The
hit you up
one they
after.
dropped this year, right, with the '98 colors.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah, I got that.
That's
one.
why I bought this because I was like, and then I was like searching, like way too late. So cab number 2.
Ooh, there you go. I like it, and it's got the same thing on the back. That's dope. I love collecting hats with the bees.
That's
bars.
pink.
I like it, dude. So it's blue and a pink. That's a sharp hat.
I like the two-tone one they did to that one. I saw the
Wait.
Hirsch.
the Sabres. Yeah, that one's dope.
Cool. That's a cool freaking logo, man.
I'm
Hockey's
wondering
hat,
if you ever
Hockey
see
is
Panthers
cool,
fans
dude.
hit up because
I don't think they exist. I
no,
don't
it's
think
like hit or miss with like every team store. Like the Bruins
Yeah.
don't do it
I've called in once and they're like, we have a fitted 3930s. I was like, those aren't fitted. Those
Well,
are
that was like the Sabres for the longest time, correct, John? Like
Yeah.
they didn't they all low pros.
Oh, you mean these?
Ooh,
Those are really cool that they brought that logo back.
that's sick, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, I went
You
double.
can buy one from TJ. I sold them both to him already.
I might take a trip down to the Panthers team store, but like,
Then we can do some slicing and dicing.
I'm not too
Well, they
comfortable.
probably got some jerseys on clearance.
Just Jackie Yikes. Oh, Huberdeau got traded to the fucking Sens. So those should be Weebs
Yeah,
and
and then they traded another guy to Calgary.
Nice.
maybe that was it. And then here's the last one.
That's
damn.
what I like out of that set that they dropped when they dropped the 2B hats.
We got to get the fucking sparkle effect on there.
I love that with the green bottom. That's a pretty hat.
I'm just kind of sick of like the green, the pink bottoms and like all the other.
That's what I wanted on that fucking hat. This and that. Green bottom, boom. I would have been done the whole year. I would have probably not bought anything else. And that's a fucking lie.
You know what I want to see? I want to see that hat. You had the manager's cap from that Bison's cap with the B logo. I like that green and red colorway.
Oh, you mean the OG?
Yeah, I'd love to see them redo that one.
Oh yeah, they did.
This is my newest baby, the St. Lucie Mets
Louis.
with the Mets patch, and it's got a palm tree on it. But what bothers me a little bit is the bottom's red. I feel like it should be orange. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like-
wait. I got you. St. Lucie Mets, you said?
Yeah. I've been wanting this logo with the ball. That's like the old school one.
Yeah, it's like the little sun too. It's kind of cool.
That's, that's old school.
You need to get one of those black Mets hoodies or the black
Orange bottom.
shirt.
Yep.
That shit's fire, bro.
John's got this cool.
I got this one.
Sugar Kings. Nice. That's hot. Was that from the Hat Heaven drop? No, that's not Hat Heaven.
Nope. These are downtown.
That was just one color, I think.
I've got the whole like Bison cereal pack and shit too. Like this
That's
one I haven't even touched.
I like when the bottoms match like that first one you showed me, the red's the same all the way through, you know.
This is our pink lemonade.
See, the pink works if it's going to be in the logo. Like, to me, that's fine. I'm okay with that. If it's
This
just
is like some Cheerio shit.
If they just like slap a pink bottom on an on field, it just
Yep.
feels kind
And this is Red Bull.
ooh,
it was kind of cool in the beginning, but
Yeah.
now that it's so played out.
I agree. I remember I was trying to get just the regular on fields with the pinks, and now it's like if there's pink like here, and in the patch you throw on the
Yeah.
bottom, but don't just do
That's
it.
what's been driving me nuts about certain teams, like the Guardians logo with the G.
Yeah.
You can't find
That's
it.
why
with-
Augusta was so cool. And
Yeah,
I'll have to
fine.
take that one up for another one.
I just want something with a black under, or like a green, or like a gray, not like pink or not red or not
Yeah.
classic hat.
I got a couple of the Guardians with the gray under. They fire.
Word.
No, it's
Take a
been
breather.
Had it,
No,
dog.
cool. Just like riffing and just talking about different teams, different stuff. Like,
Nah,
Pretty-
totally cool. These are the best jam sessions for us because like when we just chill, that's why I do the timeout thing when we all clock in because it's
Yeah.
like that's like great content because we're just like bashing each other from the rip, and it's always our best stuff, and we
Yeah.
do it before like we're even taping, and that's usually like we started our last video with Hatter. And I was like, TJ, why did we pick Hatter? And I was trying to get him to say it because I texted it to him and he couldn't do it without laughing. So I was like, yeah, so we knew you'd be free on an October night because the Cubs aren't playing.
oh, that was the Astros, right? Because of the Yankees have all the former Cardinals on their team.
Yeah, and I think that they have the Cubs too, Rizzo and
Yeah.
But
It's
that was just one
pretty
of those
interesting
jokes
free
that
agency.
just
All
hits.
this, where these guys go. Like there's tons of shortstops that are going to be available. There's tons of
Big shortstops too, man.
outfielders. Yeah, well, Dansby Swanson, Carlos Correa.
Remind me about Dansby, bro.
Xander
I think Dansby's gone, bro. I think
Bogarts is gone in Boston.
But he's a hometown boy.
I know, but I feel like we've extended so many people throughout the season, and the fact that we didn't extend him leads me to believe that he's walking.
Well, they could do a 2-year deal and just give him an opt out the second year.
That's fine. That's fine. I just don't want to. I don't want to. Like, it's one of those. He's not the best shortstop, but he's
it'd
our
be a big deal. Like, let's see. We'll give you some money. Let's see what you can do, and we'll give you crazy money because the Braves are going to have a ton of money to play with because their ownership has showed that they want to be a top 5 payroll next year. So
and
they
they
have
said,
$50 million
yeah,
after whoever they want for agency.
and the Battery, which is all the restaurants and shops outside of the stadium, they said it generates so much money that the payroll's going up like for the whatever consecutive year. So
Well, they
like,
said that was like the first time they sold out all season in a long time was this whole season. They sold out completely through.
they had over 300 million or 3 million, probably 3 million, whatever it was. They set a record this year, and the chick that had that number, she has like free Chick-fil-A for a year, and she gets to, I think, take the trophy. She's a school teacher. She gets to take the trophy to her school. Like, it was pretty dope. You know, it was one of those, they set off all these confetti and shit, and she's like, what's going on? You're like, you're the 3 millionth, customer of the year. So it was pretty dope. So
No,
I just want it on Sundays.
I do like I like the classic stuff they do with the teams and everything like that.
Don't the Falcons have a Chick-fil-A in their stadium?
Yeah, but it's not open on the weekend. Or
the Braves do too, bro, and it's just dead on Sundays, bro. It's like, can't you make exception? It's like, no. Yeah.
It's, they don't work on Sundays, and neither do the Falcons.
Hello. that was good.
It's just interesting to see like all the different stadiums and everything like that. I'm so lucky to be so close to Fenway Park and be able to get to go one of the cathedrals of baseball.
Yeah, you are
Like
lucky.
the minute you walk into Fenway, like John was like stunned when he finally got out to the seats.
I've been to Fenway South though. Fenway South in Fort Myers is fucking dope. I sat on top of that monster.
A lot of New Englanders go out there for spring training there.
Bro, it's the coolest thing.
All the snowbirds from upstate.
When I do all my spring training tours, you legit, when you pull up to a park, like let's say the Twins, you just see all these Minnesota plates. You pull up to where the Tigers play, it's all these Detroit plates. Like, it's really dope seeing. I mean, if I was in that position too financially, I'd be like, why would I want to be in Detroit during the month of March when I can be in Florida? And they just get all the home team. They get the whole home schedule, and the other stadiums are close enough. So it's like, I might go see him in Northport or whatever. So it's one of those, like, I had conversations with people, and it was one of those, when I retire, I want to fucking do what you're doing. And I live in, it's just, you see a lot of plates.
Well, I think it's a dream of all of ours to hit all 30 major league parks.
Yes, sir. I'm at 19. So
TJ, good luck with Montreal though, all right?
Toronto either.
Yeah.
All the crazy rules they got.
I mean, I was there. I don't know about you though.
I haven't been to that one yet.
Good luck with that though.
Yeah. I still got a lot of the North.
Maybe the Rays will fucking go up there and be the Ray pose.
That
would have been actually kind of cool for them to play a third of their home.
Whoops. Said that backwards.
I need the Rays to stay in Tampa, dog. I need it. I can't lose it.
I didn't think that one through. I apologize for that one. That was terrible.
That shit hit hard.
I've heard like Rays fans is they don't play in Tampa, they play in St. Pete.
Yeah.
Which is like a distance away.
It's crazy how far St. Pete is from Tampa. Like, it's over the bridge, and the bridge is just always traffic. So if they could build it in Tampa, you're so much closer to Orlando as well. So it's like just the amount of people that can come by moving it, 20 minutes east.
Well, even then you'll get tourists that go to like the Disney parks and
right.
Orlando.
You do the
Might
park
stop
all day
it.
long.
Because it's only $15. Like, let's take a day off in the parks for spending thousands of dollars for kids. Like,
Or you could do the park during the day, you know what I'm saying? So I know they were trying to build an Ybor years ago and it actually went through and then something happened. Ybor City is the coolest fucking place in Tampa. And it was like, bro, the Rays and Ybor in the same spot. I was like, I'm moving there. And
the
then they're
damage
like, yeah,
there crazy after that hurricane down there because it ripped right through Tampa area.
it was more
I
south.
was watching it.
Yeah.
I was on my fucking patio with a fucking case of beer, and they're like, "Get inside, you motherfucker!" And I was like, "Make me, bitch."
Whenever I fly out of Florida, there's always a hurricane like potentially keeping me from coming back. And it was like every time. So when you were there, I was like, of course I'm not in Florida because it always
Well,
happens.
No, this last one was pretty gnarly down there, and it was we were
Yeah.
talking about. I watched this video clip, and it was a guy who was staying on his fishing boat that was tied up during the hurricane, and it got
Yeah.
lifted up off the slip and onto the.
Yeah.
He went
They were
for a
both on
ride.
top of houses and shit. Yeah, it fucked up Fort Myers and Naples pretty bad. And the Braves spring training stadium's on there. And they said it got messed up, like not structurally, but they shut down for a few weeks, but I think they're up and running again. But that shit was scary. It
Well, a lot of
was-
times they open up those parks down there for hurricane relief because they use
Yeah.
them as a collection center for people.
Yeah, I know the one in Lakeland was like handing out food and shit for people that, you know, were out of power and stuff.
Oh wow,
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
that's
No,
cool.
it's just cool that they use these stadiums like year round. Like they find other use for them. Like
I've got that Tigers hat.
the
with
weather
the
there,
Flying Tigers.
Yeah,
the weather
Yeah,
there.
that's a badass hat.
Do stuff like that. Well,
The
here,
Musa from Hat Club. I used to look forward to that shit.
yeah, I
Although-
don't have
I
performance.
want to try to get tickets for the. They're playing the hockey game at Fenway again this year,
Oh, word. Do
and
that,
now
bro.
because
The classic.
yeah, the Winter Classic with the Penguins.
Holy
pretty-
fuck! So they got 2 reverse retros and a Winter Classic jersey.
Yeah.
Overkill.
Nah, I can't have too many jerseys, bro.
Well, no, it's all the same teams too. Like the Boston's done it twice before, and the Penguins have done it twice before.
Why haven't the Panthers done it?
I
think
mean,
did one
they
against
did
Tampa.
it in Cali, so
Yeah.
No, against Tampa, they did like a game outside down there.
Wow.
Had to have like a special cooling machine to keep the ice cold down there because it was like warm.
You'll have to, bro. Imagine the players being outside and like sweating. They're like, what the
No, it was
hell
like
is
slush. They said the ice is like slushy.
yeah, we've done that on a hot day. Go on the lake.
Jeez, that sounds scary, bro.
Well,
Nah,
you already got knives on your feet. Why not add beer and then play hockey, right?
Well, then you
that's,
got like well, you guys have gators and stuff down there that just go out like we don't have anything like that around here.
How do you know
You
we
guys
don't? We
you guys
just
have the
haven't
water-
tried to look for them.
You
bro.
got the water
Any
moccasins
body
and
of water, assume there's an alligator there. That's how you have to go through life in Florida. Just
then you
even
got
if
the
it's
snakes and stuff too, like the water moccasins and everything.
Stand your
Yeah.
ground. Somebody pops out of the water. Boom! Loch Ness monster. You're gone.
Loch Ness monster. I like it. I like it.
A statement from the man said that he thought it was the Loch Ness monster. Therefore, he is not guilty. Boom! Free men. That's how they would do it.
Time you'll see West Bay in
I
January.
can see the movie now.
40 degrees there.
Now, Florida, there's no rules anyway, so you can shoot whatever
Yeah.
you want.
Well,
Exactly.
it's like on the polar opposite. You'll have you complaining in January. Should be like, oh, I got dusting of snow. They'll see me and John wearing hats when it's like 3
Yeah.
or 4 feet.
Yeah, I go outside in baseball cap and shorts in fucking 10 degrees. Just wearing a hoodie. Everybody's like, what the fuck?
When it gets to like 50 degrees, I start complaining. I can't.
Well, that football game we went to was like what? With the wind chill like -20.
Well, you gotta have your whiskey sweater. What was I
Liquid
calling it?
sweatshirt.
Your liquid sweater, yeah.
Whiskeys. That's funny.
So we parked in this like junkyard, and I get out of my car and I look at the people next to them. There's no bumper on their car, so I just look at them and I go, in case you think your bumper is missing when you come back, we're already in the fucking junkyard.
They might have just scrapped it.
And this girl just looks at me and she's just like, fuck you, man. And the delivery the first time was just so spot on that like we couldn't fake it. Like I just looked at him, cracked a beer, and just was like, wow, that's fucked. Like it was so good.
I love it.
No, it was just funny. It's gonna be an interesting series too because of the way the fan bases are. Like any Astro fans that go into Philly are gonna have a rough time, and any Philly fans that make it into Houston are gonna have a rough time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think
The
like you're gonna
World
get,
Series though is more of a corporate event because the tickets
Yeah.
are so expensive. You don't see the average fan.
yeah, you're not gonna get some people just to start trouble that are gonna spend $3,000 for a seat. And it's one of those like I'm not getting to a fight because I want to get my money's worth in this game. But it's I hope it goes deep because I'm not ready to turn off my TV for a few months. But I do want Philly to win. But if and the thing that sucks, like the Astros did it themselves. If they win, this would be their first real championship, but no one's gonna accept it, you know? Like you have to believe they're playing clean at this point, but no one's gonna they're still cheaters, you know, and so it's like, but you did this to yourself. So
Did you see that? What was it the other day where the catcher was like holding the glove over and like looking right
Yes.
up at Harper, and he
when
was
Rizzo
like,
was at yeah.
and I was like, that's what you're worried
One of
about?
the worst moments as a Red Sox fan was that Christian Vasquez trade to the Astros in Houston, and he didn't even know
Yeah.
in BP, and then all the reporters surround him,
Yeah.
and
like,
he's just
"What?"
taken back. He's like, "What?"
Yeah.
They
I
didn't
bet
even
he's
tell
happy
me
now.
trade block.
Yeah, right. At the time he was upset, but it's like, wait, I get to play baseball in October. Yeah, that was always the most awkward shit where you just switch like locker rooms and you gotta play your teammates the next day. That was the same thing with the Benintendi and the Yankees. It was like, I'm just gonna go over here now.
He
It
was
was-
still staying for the first week. He was still
They
staying in
didn't
the
tell
Royals
him until
hotel.
he got
for
off
the
the plane.
plane.
yeah.
He was still in the Royals hotel because he didn't have a place. to
Yeah.
live.
It was funny because like, you could stay with us, but you're taking your own freaking cab, like, because you're not on my team anymore.
It's like they have a shopping cart tied to the team bus.
I
I wanted little mopeds and shit and get your
played that shit in Tony Hawk, you heard?
Me and my buddy got pretty cool because he works the Red Sox at Fenway Park. So whenever I go to a game with him, he knows when the buses are going to leave for the
Nice.
player. So I got to actually see Josh Donaldson in person. They signed
Ooh,
autographs, some little kid.
the Rainmaker.
Well, that's what I called him, and he came over and looked at us like he didn't know what was going on because he was like, "Huh?" These two guys in Boston stuff. Huh?
He has my Grail card right now, and the Grail card it's like a $20 card, and I should have been able to get it, but I passed out after a Timber Rattlers game at the hotel because the game was like forever. And normally the minor league games are pretty quick, but it's a Josh Donaldson card, and it's one of those national treasures, Jackie Robinson, where Jackie's in the background.
Oh shit. That's dope.
And it's out of 42. So I'm just like, oh my God. This
Oh.
They
and
do
I
a lot of
remember
cool detail stuff with those cards, just like they do with the hats.
they do it, and it's like it's terrible as a reference, but it's like if I had a Donaldson autograph, I'm not buying any other one.
Yeah.
Just for the like, not even the pure joke. It's just like I can't believe this shit is still happening in baseball. And now I need to have a piece of it because like they made cards of him. I guarantee you they'll never put him on another Jackie Robinson card.
Yeah,
Like,
probably not. Probably won't see Tim Anderson on one either.
well, what was that? Clint Frazier changed his name to fucking Jackie or Josh or something, whatever his middle name is. Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. So he'll probably never get one either.
Yeah.
No, it's just interesting, like in general with the way the sport's been going. I do want to see them get rid of the extra base runner in the regular season.
I think it's toast.
Yeah, it's gone next year.
I think it's toast next year. Yeah.
The shift's gonna be crazy. You know, leaving the dirt before a pitch is thrown for infielders. You have all infielders in the dirt.
I like it. And I'll tell you what, I've gone to so many minor league games the past 2 years. I'm all for the pitch clock, bro. I'm all for it. There's no reason to take a minute between pitches. I remember so many times the Braves are in LA or whatever, playing a night game, and freaking closer's up, which is always, your heart's beating anyway, and he's just fucking walking around and he's doing his hat, and I'm like, just
And
throw
Craig
the ball,
Kimbrell over there, like going.
dog. It's one of those like, it's 1 in the morning, bro, and it's a Tuesday night. Just throw the ball. I want to go to sleep. To me, it's not going to affect the game negatively at all. There's going to be more action, and
I'd like to see the robotic umps that they're doing in the minors. The
well,
major.
it's
I don't
so
think-
tight. It's so tight. You see the
There's
dude.
so many
got
like
a-
balls.
He's got an earpiece, and he's legit seeing that center field camera with the rectangle, and he's still calling balls and strikes, but it's not him. You know what I'm saying? And he's still
Well, it's-
there, check swings. and
Radar
shit.
readout. If it hits the radar, it's a ping. So there's
Yep.
no arguing it because it physically went through that field. It's
And that's
funny-
the thing. Like the biggest argument left in the game is balls and strikes, and it's because these umpires are terrible. So if it's showing you exactly where it is, you can't argue. You go, all right, that was a strike.
was-
I'm
on the Padres Profar. That was
Yeah.
like almost hit him. He was backing out of the way, and they called
Check
strike.
swings are tough. The check swings are tough. That they're always going to be tough, but I feel like you can't end a game with a check swing, and we've seen a few of that in the past few years.
We had
It's like-
that Braves game that went crazy long against the
Oh, yeah.
Pirates. I ran in safe at home plate, and then you watched
was-
the replay, it was out by a mile. The Braves was like, I want to go home.
Dude, it was the 19th inning, and the craziest thing is the Pirates are doing so good at that point of the year, and they just from there, it derailed their whole season. I remember I was like, I'm going to bed, and I remember checking the scores the day after. I was like, I'm glad I went to bed like in the 12th because
Last year we had so much success on the home run challenge cards because we always picked the Pirates or the Orioles
yeah,
for the opponent.
that's good. You're
Yo,
gonna get
I hit a Wander Franco against your club on the third last day of baseball.
nice. Franco's
We had
a
like
beast.
about like
That's
50 of them last year, and we did them all against like we'd look down the map and we'd be like, okay, this game because they're playing. the
But we
Pirates.
were also insanely hammered, and I think that helped.
Yeah, somehow we got like 15. Like I think it was like
It
15.
was
or
4 a.m, and yeah, we cracked 16 of them.
No, we got the like we got like 16 of the home run cards or something like that.
Yeah. I'm saying
Sure.
out of like 50, 16, we were batting like 400.
That's good.
I think
dude.
one of them was only 6 people picked that game too.
No, like 60.
No, there was one of them. There was one of them that had like a low double digit number.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was
Schwarber maybe.
Schwarber or Judge, yeah. But I traded Judge for a Vlad of a game I was at. And now
Oh,
look
you know
at
what he
that.
did though. That was really funny. He slipped in my cards because he sends me all. Well, me and trade and get stuff for each other. He got the tops now with the Jays getting their 19-run game. It's the Red Sox tops now card in my cards.
Oh, dude, that's dirty.
But you know what they did this year?
Yeah, last place.
No, the most fucking runs in a game in Jay's history, 26 or 7. And you haven't gotten
Well,
a
the
bunch
most
from me in a
ever was-
while.
By the Texans, they had they attacked the Rangers. They were like they won a game 30-3.
Remember that game? It was
Yeah, but it
awesome.
wasn't against the Red Sox.
Oh,
Oh,
No, the Red Sox just need to go through a rebuild. Like we have too many guys that we're paying that aren't even on our team.
yeah. You're still
they
paying.
keep losing, and I'll keep buying those cards 5 at a time.
Hanley Ramirez, we're still paying.
Jeez. That dude hasn't played since like 2016,
No, he was on the team in 18.
18. I ran into him at in a bar in St. Pete at the hotel they were staying at.
He's
It
a
was
pretty
like-
cool guy. My buddy actually used to work in one of my friends worked in the building he lived at in Boston.
Nice.
Guy.
Yeah, I was staying at some fancy hotel, and like I went into the bar really late after the game, and I looked around and I was like, these are all the fucking Red Sox just watching Sports Center at a bar. Like they're watching highlights of baseball games, and it was one of those like I didn't want to make a scene or whatever. So it was just one of those like,
Well, you ever
No.
seen that video of Mike Trout going grocery shopping and he has the camera out and people nobody's recognizing him, and someone finally does?
geez, that's yeah. Yeah, you can't shop as Mike Trout, bro. Like a lot of the players I
Baseball
knew,
needs to do a better job of marketing their players a little bit more. Like for football and basketball, they do a better job marketing their star players.
yeah.
Any
Yeah,
team
Tej,
on like
I don't
any
want to cut you off, but those are some great topics for like the next video we're gonna do because we're just clocking in at like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I love to keep going, but I'm gonna end this video segment. If we want to keep talking, we can keep talking. So
Nice.
per usual, our ending for our show, and thank you, John, for coming on with us. You know, we got Bars Ulrich, West
Yes,
Bay
sir.
Caps, Spuddy J18, and North Shore Fitteds. As always, we always do our piece of love and a cap. And then the other side.